There we go. Okay, now we're back. So, yeah. Yeah, I don't really like this because I don't. What we can do is picture in picture. We can bring this over here. That and share screen. There we go. That's better.
Both situations as far as the Earth, and it's not even part of the discussion right now. It's about Henry's failure. That's what it's about.
Yeah, Sean had to drop. Thanks for coming, Sean. Really appreciate it, man. You rock. We've got a $2 super chat from Roger Ledwell. It says, the globe is a lie upon a lie. Yes, that's the other words. In other words, the globe is a lie upon a lie.
But prove it. You haven't been able to prove it, have you?
Thank you very, very much,
Nope.
man, for the super chat. Appreciate you. You rock. But yeah, this is sad. Since when has this become the astronomy live show?
Terrible.
Water, but the water doesn't have any preferential way of knowing, oh, this vector towards the bottom of the telescope, I'm going to slow it down in this direction, but I'm not going to slow it down laterally. It doesn't work like that. But it would have, at least in theory, if ether were real and it were entrained in the ether. The idea was it's still stuck in the ether. It's still going to have this lateral motion caused by Earth's orbital motion. But because ether doesn't actually exist, and that's what the result actually showed, that photon was coming straight down the tube, the same as it did without the water present. So
yeah, because refraction comes with
because it's a failure, stupid.
Angle of incidence. That's it. So the angle that the light comes and protrudes into the water would determine the refracted angle of the light.
No, there was no angle of incidence. It was coming straight down the telescope, stupid.
It won't prove your globe's moving or the sky's moving.
See, it's like where is it? I don't have a GeoGebra. And you can't. Can you see that? I don't think you can see that. No, it won't let you. Won't let us do that.
It just shows the angle of light. That's it.
See, he's not read the experiment. He doesn't know anything about the experiment. He just knows it wrong because he's smart.
Not a very smart
because QE said it's wrong.
Guy, is he?
Not really. Not really.
$10, he don't even know that part.
Airy showed no
$10, you're a stupid fuck. I win.
Effect on stellar aberration. The amount of stellar aberration in the water-filled telescope was the same, but the whole reason they expected it to be different was because of ether, the idea that it was going to be entrained in ether and move laterally.
He's trying to say that light is entrained because of the ether. Is it like having a trained dog?
Damn, you just don't learn, Austin. Holy shit. You just don't fucking learn.
Dog. Do you train your dog so therefore it's...
He contradicting his point that that reference points as far as general relativity is not absolute. So and then he's not understanding that the ether in this aspect, he's talking about space. So he's trying to trigger Witsit, number one, which is going against his point when he's even discussing ether. But then he's not even speaking relevant to the topic. He's just going babbling on about, oh, well, ether don't exist, so therefore I'm correct. But it's not even relevant to the experiment that they're even talking about.
Exactly. I do wish Tim Pool would have stopped him now and said get on track, but I don't think Tim Pool really knows about Aries' failure to be able to stop him.
Right. And like I said, he's so incoherent, Tim Pool can't even, like, he's so all over the place. Like, even if I was hosting or something like that, there's somebody just all over the place, you know, it's kind of hard to jump in there because you don't want to seem rude and you don't want to cause audio chaos. So it's kind of hard to jump in there and be like, hey, you know, speed it up without sounding rude, you know, get to the point, because you don't really know what the point is because this guy's so incoherent. Even if you don't know about the subject, you could kind of figure out where he's trying to go and get him to elaborate. But because he's so, I hate to say it, it's word salad. I mean, I don't even think Tim even know where to come in and tell him to.
Really, just because you don't understand it doesn't mean it's word salad, stupid.
Hey, can you? I mean, me personally, I would have just said, okay, 30 seconds, man. You got 30 seconds to finish this.
Yeah,
this is really Witsit's turn.
But you see, the issue that Tim Pool has here is he doesn't actually know the argument, so it's difficult for him to see the bullshit. Unlike us, we know what's going on, so we're able to dissect it and say, listen, you know, what you're talking is nonsense, man. You understand? So it's difficult for a person that hasn't known what's going on.
What the hell?
And unfortunately, a lot of his audience probably has never heard of Aries failure before.
Aries failure. This is where, you know, sometimes it's good for the opponent to interject.
Mm-hmm.
This will be a good example for this is where you interject.
Why am I not?
Guys
Hold on.
talking nonsense.
Fuck.
You can interject and say, hey, that's nonsense, and here's why it's nonsense.
And that's what I was hoping Witsit would do.
There we go.
I hope he does it. But if I was there, I would have stopped him and I would have corrected him.
Yeah.
If you were there, everybody would be laughing at you.
But that's why people don't want me on their shows like this.
All right, Westside.
Because I
All right.
correct people.
Who knows? Maybe Witsit opened the door for you, Flats. Who knows?
So, Austin, my question to you is, if you had your water-filled telescope on Mars and you point at a star, will you see stellar aberration consistent with Mars's orbital motion, or will it be affected by water?
If you went to Narnia, what would be your favorite color? I don't go to Mars, and that's irrelevant. It's a deflection.
So you're not smart enough to address the question. You just give a snarky little fucking piece of shit comment about Narnia.
I'm going to correct. What he just said was the mainstream version. They do this with all truths, by the way. That's why.
What do you mean mainstream version? Science is science. You don't have mainstream science and then other science, stupid.
We're going to have a Wikipedia.
First of all, even Witsit wasn't even mainstream. It was wrong. It was his own version.
Yeah.
Truth box at the bottom of this channel, and they have to misrepresent this test, and it has nothing to do with ether.
Let me pause real quick. So just
it does, you stupid motherfucker. Read it.
Don't forget what you're going to say. I want to stress one of the challenges is earlier we were mentioning, you know, Google. The argument was Google says men can get pregnant. Well, Google says it's not, but I will stress.
No, Google doesn't say men can be pregnant. It doesn't say biological men can be pregnant, you stupid motherfucker.
Wikipedia,
you fucking Nazi piece of shit.
Is full of lies.
Yes.
And so if you look up my wiki, it claims, and this is totally irrelevant to the conversation, but it's relevant to Wikipedia. At some point, they added that I was a proponent of and sought out ivermectin, which is just could not be more false.
And that is the thing. People can add what they want on Wiki.
Yeah, but the thing is with Wiki that the moderators who are accepting or disregarding. Even I know the situations when the person who had the article about was correcting the Wiki was disregarded. He was providing real history, real facts from his life, from his own experience, but they were it's not true, disregarded.
Right.
Yep.
They did a report that Wiki have a liberal bias to it. So
argued against it to Joe Rogan on his own show. How they could put in something so false, and all of these editors are like, "No, it's true. Tim Pool did this," and I'm like, "Watch the Rogan episode." I told him, "No, I said it doesn't work." That whether you agree or disagree on any of the arguments being made on flat Earth presents a troubling scenario where the average person cannot figure out what is to be
So
trusted.
Tim, that's one of my favorite things about astronomy is anyone can look up. It is
But I don't agree with what Tim Pool just did now. Whitsitt was making an argument. Now he's taken it off of the argument.
yeah,
Whitsitt was going to school him now on what is really going on.
yeah. This would have been a good time for Tim
Which it couldn't school fish.
to basically say,
he'll come back
hold
to it.
on, we heard you. Go ahead, Wissit. You know,
Mm-hmm.
he's not following the
He's
conversation
kind
right
of
now.
white knighted now for Scott.
the most open science there is.
There's no astronomical observation that
Because-
proves heliocentrism. It all works from a stationary Earth. But I don't want the
Okay,
point to get
with-
lost. I don't want the point to get lost. You just went on a long time, and you just said what we can read in Wikipedia. The problem with it is, if what Wikipedia is showing is a lie, and you can prove it by going and reading the papers and looking at Aries' actual documents. Have you done that?
I have, and he
Okay,
says that it had a profound impact on the undulating theory of light.
Okay,
because
wait,
ether
let
was
me- let me-
necessary for that.
Keep quiet and let Whitsitt talk, man.
Whitsitt never read it. He just goes by what fucking was it Ken Wheeler says.
Why do Globers always do this? And Flat Earthers specifically. They always have to overtalk a person when they need to talk.
And it's always at the end of the point.
Oh, and you never do that? You never overtalk people, Flatzoid? You fucking piece of shit.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, this time it's at the middle of the sentence, but yeah, I notice it's always at the end of the point. So
Yeah, Flatzoid never interrupts anybody. Nobody in this panel ever interrupts anybody.
when you about to make the point, they go, ah.
I mean,
They're
it's the same when
perfect little
it's like when I looked at the last debate with Craig. I let Craig speak like he needs all the time.
No, you didn't.
As soon as I start talking, he'll interrupt me and then moan and say, I'm the one always talking.
Projection much?
Yeah, it's insanity.
Lie your fucking ass off much?
That lateral motion of the
Okay,
photon.
you've said that 4 times. Now,
That's what his
One
paper
thing
said.
about
Okay,
with
now I'm
Craig,
gonna
though. One thing
point out
about
why
with
you're
Craig,
wrong.
and then he did an after show and moaned and cried about it for the whole show. How Flatzoid was interrupting me. I hate debating him, but I have to. And all that, like, really?
Yeah, I mean, Ryan actually did a good job because he had to stop him from talking over me the whole time. He wouldn't let me speak more than 5 words.
Yeah, he got mad at Ryan in that debate. I remember.
Just out of curiosity. Since Alan Nordstrand is too fucking chicken shit to click on a link. Let's see. Where is it? Okay, he was on Modern Day Debate. Just curious. They were live. Now, I'm not saying that Craig never interrupts people. He's a piece of shit, too. See, I mean, it looks like they're interrupting each other pretty equally, right? Little whiny cunt.
So you actually claimed, just so the audience to
Whiny little
understand, you have to
bitch
look at
boy.
a star with a telescope, and to keep the star in the center of your telescope, you have to tilt it. Because it comes in at an angle. So the analogy he used is a good one. It's like rain. If it's raining straight down, but you run through it, even though the rain's falling straight down, it's going to look like it's coming in at an angle.
Right, that's what he said. He already said that there, Witsit. You're just repeating what he said.
And if you run faster, the angle is going to increase, right? So the idea is the Earth is moving around the sun, making the star look like it's coming in at an angle because of the orbital velocity of the Earth. Now, he claimed at the beginning that's why we have stellar aberration, because of orbital velocity. We had nothing to do with ether. You claim that it comes at an angle because of orbital velocity. What he
Tim Pool wears a pinky ring, too. That's pretty much all you need to know about him.
He pointed out was, well, wait, if water is going to slow down the light, that's going to increase the amount of time it takes for the light to get through the telescope. It would be like speeding up in the rain. So it should actually increase the angle. It did not. Has nothing to do with ether.
Exactly.
The fact that it may also have an implication, sure, because either light's in a medium or it's not. The test isn't about the ether. The test is about actually isolating the causal mechanism of stellar aberration. So my question is, if you're claiming that it does tilt because of the orbital velocity initially, you claimed that was the cause of stellar aberration. Why didn't it change when you increased the amount of time it took the light to get through the telescope?
Because the water slows it down on all axes.
Now, real quick, can you define stellar aberration for those that don't know?
So stellar aberration is what I was talking about with how the rain, if you're running in the rain, you got to tilt your umbrella down. But it could also be the wind is blowing the rain at you, and that's why you have to tilt your umbrella
That's
down.
not what he's asked.
No, he was saying that before that the rain was going straight angle 90 degrees. So now he's bringing other stuff. Oh, there's a rain, so probably it's because of the angle. It's bullshitting.
Yeah, that's not what was asked now.
Right, you didn't let him finish, fucker.
He only asked him to define it.
Yeah.
For the audience to understand what it is.
Yeah, but what I'm saying is, you're correct, both of you. But what I'm saying, he's always muddying the water. Always with fucking details which have nothing to do with the question.
Yep. Wow.
But regardless of that, the idea is the stellar light, the light of the star, is deflected either due to our motion around the sun, or if you want to believe the sun's motion and the universe.
You can't claim that because you made a claim, your statement, you can't, according to general relativity, have a reference.
Right. And Tim Pool is white knighting right now because he only asked him to define something. It's really honestly still Witsit turn, but you know, you is kind of white knighting Tim.
His motion around.
He is, yeah. Let's see how much use they got now. 104, still going up.
Nice.
Us, but it's that relative motion that's causing it to deflect. And so, depending on what time of year you look at a star, it's going to be in a very slightly different place. It's about 20 arc seconds different depending on which time of year you're looking at the star.
Yeah, because times and seasons, dude.
Which are impossible on flat Earth, dude.
That means the star that you were looking for at a location in that time of year is now in a different location next time of year. You understand? So it's showing that the stars aren't the distances you claim them to be because of parallax.
You don't have any fucking idea what parallax is, man.
Remember, they claim the sun doesn't really change angular size because of its distance. That's because of parallax. It's the same with the stars.
No, it's not why. You fucking dumb fuck.
If you're claiming that
my
a different
God.
time of season of year, it would have 20 degrees arc 20 arc seconds difference, you would be claiming the star is at a mountable different distance.
No, stupid. It means not all stars are the same distance away, you fucking idiot. My God, you're dumb. Flightzoid is just about the dumbest motherfucker ever.
That's not true on your globe. You
He has
can't
no
have that.
fucking clue.
So therefore, you just debunked your own argument for stellar aberration.
God, what a dumb fuck. Holy shit. He just doesn't know anything.
Wow.
Flats.
Yes.
I'm going to bed.
Night, man. Appreciate you coming.
This guy's putting me to sleep.
Well, you are tired from all the painting.
Yeah,
so.
I'm tired.
Yeah, did you get it done? Have you done this last wall?
Just got it done.
Nice. You haven't?
No.
Oh. It's a
Another
pain in the
wall.
butt, isn't it? If you've got to do 3 coats, that's
I've got another wall left to do in room, and then I've got all the way in bedroom to do.
Oh, dude. I wish I was there to help you, man, because I'm decent at painting.
Worst
Let's
job
start
ever decorating.
Should I start walking now, dude?
So cheers,
It's like
Mike.
listening to this guy decorating.
I really hope that we get more into Alex Stein as well, talking just now and suggest a bit more, because this Scott guy,
But
it's too much.
It's always
Yeah,
case,
yeah,
isn't
he-
it?
yeah,
Glover
he's
can't
killing the
stop
show
talking.
right now. He's
Yeah,
killing it.
it would have been a good show without him on, definitely. You know, but they can't stop talking. It's almost like they can't tolerate an audience to hear all other than what they want.
But
them
look,
to believe,
I don't
you know.
mind a person talking though, but at least speak the truth. Don't just talk
He is.
contradiction after contradiction and false
He is. You're a lying sack of shit.
information and act like it's true. And every time someone tries to interject, you interrupt them.
Right. If you're going to interject with fallacious bullshit, I'll interrupt you.
So yeah,
Right, I'm off anyway. Night. God bless.
Nice.
See you all later.
but hopefully,
Good night.
Night.
hopefully St. Janice gets in a bit. Witsit can talk a bit more, and we get some Alex Stein as well, because there are more people in the show. It's not the Scott show.
That's the
So-
aberration, just to make it.
That's
clear
the
to you.
that's the basic aberration. So that's stellar aberration in a nutshell. Now, what Austin is suggesting is that we should see a different deflection, even without ether. That we
I
would
see he's keep reading his screen, like someone's telling him stuff on his laptop or something.
Yeah, do you think that's Matone actually sending these guys messages for written? I'm not.
That's
gonna
what I say. It sounds to me like McToon's on the other end or something.
He doesn't need people to feed him information.
Because he's speaking like McToon, and he keeps looking at his screen like he's reading something.
Yeah, I mean,
see a different amount of deflection
You keep looking at your screen like you're reading something.
if we slow the light down in water before it reaches the end of the telescope. But the problem with that is that it suggests
When you're
that
talking about someone that you know, you're talking to the people, you're looking at them. You're not looking at your computer screen.
water would have some way of knowing that, this vector towards the bottom of the telescope, I'm going to slow it down that direction, but I'm not going to.
See, Flatzoid judges everybody by his own intellect. See, Flatzoid would need to get information fed to him, so he thinks everybody else would need that too.
To have an impact on the lateral motion due to Earth moving. No, that doesn't work that way. It's going to slow it down, and it will still reach the bottom of the telescope in the same angle that it came into the telescope on, and that's exactly what happened.
Okay, so let's make sure it makes literally no sense. It is if the Earth is moving underneath the starlight. As it goes through the water, it's going to slow down. Now the Earth has moved further underneath the star than if it had gone through without the water, because now it's taking the starlight longer to get to you. The Earth is going to keep supposedly moving 67,000.
And what's wrong with fucking referring to notes?
Miles per hour. That means it's going.
There's absolutely nothing wrong with that.
Going to have a greater angle. There is no even mainstream academic rebuttal to this. So you're
really no mainstream academic rebuttal. Okay, god damn, you're smart.
The problem is there wasn't this angle, therefore no globe movement.
Right.
God damn, what a dumb fuck. Holy shit. Just can't say it enough.
That's also true, Sean.
They debunk their own assumption.
Just
prove them wrong.
Say it enough.
So, and they can't get to the conclusion. Okay, that's not what we were expecting to get. So our assumption is wrong. So where we are wrong. Okay, so maybe Earth is not fucking spinning around.
Yeah, but they don't get to that point. They keep their bias. So they'll rather just call it a failure and leave it at that.
Handwave dismissal, claiming that I'm invoking the sentience of water, doesn't even make any sense. So you've been patently wrong.
It's not a hand wave dismissal, and you're assuming. See, your description of it there has an implicit assumption that because Earth keeps moving, that the light will have a greater deflection in the water. That would imply that this inherent motion caused by Earth's motion, this stellar aberration, has some way of still manifesting differentially from the downward motion of the photon down the telescope tube. It doesn't.
Do you not understand how things move?
No, because if he would know, he wouldn't be globe earther.
Let's take. I'm going to try and make it very simple as well. Take a fish tank, okay? It's filled with water. Put the light off. Have someone shine a torch at it, okay? It's going to hit at an angle. Now move that fish tank away. That angle that the light is going past through is going to change as that fish tank moves away. That is what Austin is saying. That angle did not change. Therefore, the Earth did not move.
God damn, you're dumb. Holy crap, you're dumb.
Get it?
I don't know why he's not getting that.
Because the light already entered the water, and while it was moving, it should have shifted a certain amount of angle because the Earth would still be moving. But because it did not show that movement of angle, it wasn't moving. This is...
But according to you, you don't have a reference frame, so both.
Yeah, he doesn't even have a reference frame.
Right. So, but I mean, based upon that experiment, both things cannot be true, right? Because you have the law of non-contradiction, even in that aspect. In reality, both things cannot be true. So, if one is disproved, if you falsify one thing, you're proving the other. So. But I mean, I guess he wanted to still. I mean, he's contradicting himself because now he's arguing really honestly for a reference frame.
Mm-hmm.
But he said earlier he didn't have one.
Exactly. It's insane.
Didn't have any way of doing that.
That's what you claimed. You claimed the reason it came in at an angle was the Earth was moving.
Mm-hmm.
The reason it came in at an angle is because the Earth is moving. But when it hits the water,
Okay, when it hits the water.
It slows down, but it slows down equally in all directions. That means the angle through the telescope is still the same, and it still reaches the bottom of the telescope.
What makes a difference whether it's going lateral?
But that's my point. It doesn't. It's a
okay. So then why?
That was your definition you brought up with the water going lateral when you showed.
Yeah, with the umbrella. Yeah. He's forgetting his own analogy.
Oh man, sorry.
God damn, I'm trying so hard not to be racist right now.
Tim,
Throw
I
yourself
wish,
under the
I wish
bus.
you should have stopped him a bit, yeah, and said, let's
Some people just push it, don't they?
move on to somebody else or something else, because this is
Right.
You adding that in
All
there
axes.
then? You keep saying that.
Because Austin's description implies that it's only going to slow down as far as how far vertically it's coming down. Imagine the stars right above you. How slow it's coming down the telescope, right? Vertically. But in order for it to have a different angle of deflection due to the water, it has to continue to move at the same rate laterally that it did when it entered the telescope. But that requires ether. Because
no, that just requires Earth moving.
Right.
Shut the fuck up. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
That's what the experiment is based upon.
Yes.
And
That's what
Austin have he
No, the experiment is based on ether.
first off, he haven't been able to talk that long to even go that far. But Austin have only explained what you should see in an experiment based upon the predictions that is made to prove that the Earth is moving. You brought up the analogy of lateral with the umbrella analogy. You brought that up. Austin didn't bring.
Because that's how the experiment's set up, stupid.
Bring that up. He only rebutted it. I mean, in one sentence. So you can't say Austin. You responding to Austin. He responded to you. You've been talking this whole time.
And they are white knighting the fuck out of Austin, aren't they? Let's see if I'm still blocked on Nazi's channel.
Yeah, it's just like again, like what Craig did to Flat Zoid. He keep interrupting me. It's your turn, Flat Zoid.
Yep, still blocked. Yep, still blocked. How about that?
All the time.
Me, Flat
All the
Zoid.
time.
It's quite crazy.
Still blocked.
And then you say something.
If it doesn't,
he only
if
said
the
literally
ether
one
isn't
sentence.
there, because if the ether is not there to entrain it, then there's nothing to cause it to.
Keep on saying if the ether's not there to entrain it, water's not sentient, light's not sentient. What the hell's up with this guy?
Yes, they do make Austin look smart, real Cygnus.
That's weird. It's a weird way to say things.
You can't train light, dude.
No. No. Train a dog, train a cat to a certain extent, but light, it's not sentient. It's like trying to say I can train fire. I can train the air.
Deflect
Yep.
at a different angle as it comes down the water.
Wow.
It'll simply slow down along its velocity vector, which in this case, in my example, is vertical. It'll just slow down, right? It's not going to go.
The Earth is still
laterally.
moving.
The Earth is still moving underneath it.
Right. The
You're
Earth is still moving.
contradicting yourself. You're claiming it causes an angle change because of the Earth moving underneath it, and then you're turning around and claiming that the Earth moving underneath it wouldn't cause an angle change.
Yeah.
I'm not claiming an angle change during the water transit, though. You're claiming
A cankle change? What?
You can't pick and choose. Either it's causing it or it's not causing it. And there's no mainstream academic
This is
rebuttal.
the
to
That's
explanation.
what stellar aberration is, dude.
Oh, I'm on perma block on Flatsoid's channel. He's terrified of me.
That's what it's claimed to be. The movement of the Earth due to
Through the fucking ether. That's what the experiment was about.
the star's angle due to the movement of the Earth. That's what stellar aberrations claim to be.
Remember
And
that
you're
was
saying, no, it's not. But so
remember
nice
that was the
question.
question. Remember that was the question.
See, what is stellar aberration? What is stellar aberration? The apparent shift in the position of a star due to the relative motion between the star and the Earth.
And Tim asked him, "What is stellar aberration?"
So, in other words, he's fighting now for a geocentric globe.
Yes, fucking Winston's a geocentrist, stupid. He's not a flat earther. See, he's hedging his bets good on the final experiment.
Though it's already angled when it enters the telescope
Yeah.
tube, right? It's not going to suddenly change angle because water's slowing it down.
It's called the incident angle will change because of the movement of the telescope.
No, it won't. No, it won't.
Has anybody ever tried to use a telescope to, for instance, look at a star before? Or the moon even? How quick does that thing move out of your view of your telescope?
Oh, as soon as
It moves out of the view of your telescope because the telescope is stationary and the Earth is moving. Stupid. And we know it's moving because if you set the telescope to track in the opposite direction that the Earth moves, that the Earth spins, and at the same rate, then it stays in frame.
Zooming in and you move an inch, it goes woof straight out.
It moves out the view quite quickly. That's why you have an EQ mount, so it can follow the movement of the star.
Yeah.
Right, and the EQ mount.
Oh, right, yeah.
The EQ mount wouldn't have been invented if the Earth didn't spin.
Right, okay. I thought you were.
That's the whole purpose of it. The equatorial telescope.
Meaning when you zoom in and you move.
I
know you mean, yeah.
You got to move with it, otherwise it's going to move out of view.
Absolutely.
Okay. You guys on the globe side is claiming this is because the Earth is moving, so the angle of that light changes. Can you put that in your noggin and understand what's going on?
Yeah, he's never read the experiment. He's never studied the experiment. I haven't either, but I know more about it than him.
Come on. He's fighting for an Earth not moving now. Thank you, Roger Leto, for another $2.
No, he's not. You fucking liar.
She says gravity bends light. Wow, now amazing.
Yeah, it always has. It always has.
Gravity does a lot, man.
Oh, I'm not even gonna lie. It seems like it seems like he's fighting for geocentric globe Earth.
Exactly. Thank you very much for the super chat.
No, who this guy? No, he's not. Whitsit is.
Roger, appreciate it. It's exactly what it sounds like he's doing.
Well, you're dumb if you think that's what he's doing.
Okay.
Because water's slowing it down in all directions, so you can't have an angle change unless something is entraining it, which would be ether.
We can move on, I think.
Okay, we can move on from this, but Tim, I want you to pull up Werner von Braun's tombstone, and obviously these guys are.
No one gives a fuck about Werner von Braun's tombstone, you fucking piece of shit.
Doctors, scientists, astronomers. I'm not a scientist whatsoever. Obviously, you know, I'm an idiot. But this is why
Why would Werner von Braun have something from the Bible on his tombstone if he was an evil Satanist devil worshiper?
I believe in this stuff. Now, if you type in Werner von Braun, you type in his headstone.
Man, he got fat, didn't he? He's a fat ass now. Look at that fucking paunch. Look at all that fat on his head.
It has Psalm 19:1.
Yeah.
If you look up Psalm 19:1, and for the people that are playing at home that don't know who Werner von Braun is, Werner von Braun was a Nazi that we brought over during Operation.
Right, he was a science that was enlisted into the Nazi party. That's what he was. See, pieces of shit like this don't understand that Nazism was a political party, sort of like MAGA.
Paperclip, and a lot of people call Tim a Nazi. They call me a Nazi, but believe it or not,
you are. You're a fucking piece of shit who worships a fucking Nazi.
Our space program was created by an actual Nazi.
Well, yeah.
That's true.
The history of that.
No, it was created by the government, and they enlisted an ex-Nazi scientist to head it. So
that NASA literally founded with Nazis, war criminals.
That's right.
Yeah, these are facts. I don't know why Tim. I don't know why Stein calling himself an idiot, because he's kind of like the second smartest person there.
He's definitely smarter than Scott.
Alex Stein? No, Alex Stein's a dumb fuck.
There's no doubt. Wow.
We took him, right? Like
yes,
with
Operation Paperclip. We not just took him, we took a lot of their scientists.
What was the Japanese what was it called? There was two operations, weren't there? We took the Japanese scientists and the Nazi scientists.
Paperclip's the one where we took after World War II. We took, and then Russia got a lot of
Unit 571 or whatever.
Russia got a lot of like the technology. But my point is, I think it's very
731. Wait.
So that Werner von Braun Psalm 19:1, and if you look that up, if you look this up, this is the architect of our space program, right, Scott?
So
I wonder if any of these fuckers ever owned a Volkswagen.
So fun story about that. Before I even knew about this tombstone, I
wonder if Witzett's ever driven a Volkswagen.
I like to play video games occasionally. I have an Xbox 360 Pro.
Okay. Yeah, he looks like he plays occasionally.
He's still playing Xbox 360. Wow.
That's a Tupac-Man. It is a Mandela effect.
What is?
All right, there's no such thing as a Mandela effect. God damn, these people are gullible.
Van Warner and Braun.
Oh, right, got you.
Profile, that's how old I am, right? And my old Xbox 360 profile, I'm a Christian. I had that same verse on my Xbox 360 profile, but it doesn't mean that I think that there's a physical dome. It refers to...
Let me read it. So, Werner von Braun, 1912, 1977, Psalms 19:1, which reads, "The heavens declare the glory of God, the skies proclaim the work of his hands."
And in some translations, they refer to the heavens as the firmament.
See, that's the actual Hebrew.
In the Hebrew, it says firmament.
Oh, yeah, because Witzett's a Hebrew scholar.
Firmament, firm, stereom as the Greek.
King Let's James? Try, you want me to do King James? Which?
Yeah, you should actually put the Strong's Lexicon on, and it will give you that. But yeah, it talks about the firmament shows his handiwork.
Yep.
Right, the heavens, the sky, up there. That's all the firmament is, man. Just sky.
Version of the Bible.
Yeah, King James.
Fucking dumb
21st century King James.
I think that's fair. Yeah, there you go.
The heavens declare the glory of God, and the firmament showeth his handiwork.
Yeah, and this will spill over into a theological debate, obviously.
Yes, the firmament, the sky.
Biblical
That's what the firmament means.
Cosmology.
So Elon's faking it.
Maybe.
So there's
maybe.
There's
maybe.
all kinds of
Hey, maybe I don't even know what space is, man. I don't even know what anything is. But I'm smarter than everybody.
Who knows what happens when you get up there? How far you're going?
Elon's whole mission is to shatter the.
We do because people have been there, dipshit. That we know. You don't because you're fucking stupid.
The firmament to escape the realm or what?
Yeah. Remember, they've probably been
only douchebags use the word realm.
Trying for years and years to try get out. They're not able to.
Can't be done. Can't be done.
Can't be done. Can't be done. It's been done, dumb fuck. Why don't I have anybody? Why don't I have any fucking flat earthers in my live stream yet? They keep begging me to put the fucking link up. Then even when I fucking announce it, and this piece of shit shares the link, nobody comes. What's up with that? Certainly not Alan. And Flatzoid tagged him in. Where was that? Posts. Here we go. What the hell? Yeah. Yeah, see? You can't see that, can you? Yeah, here we go. Yeah, see, he tagged Alan Norstrand in. That saying I'm going to be having a live stream today. So, and I even tagged him in when I created the live stream. So, what's up with that, man? See, they all want a piece of me, but none of them step up.
Why do you think that
Operation Fishbowl was?
Yeah, Dominic.
Yeah.
So if they would be able to somehow do it, I believe we will be flooded. That's what I believe. Water above, water below.
Yeah, absolutely.
I mean, that Christian piece of shit, he wants a piece of me, right? He keeps begging me. All these people keep begging to get a piece of me, but when I give them a chance, they don't step up.
Absolutely.
Pretty
Even the
sad.
scripture says that when there
Pretty
was
sad.
flood, people reported that it looked like open the heaven
Tim, take your fucking hat off, Tim. Jesus fucking Christ. Did you have that fucking painted onto your head?
opened and the flood came.
Yep. Exactly.
Jesus, I think you make enough money to pay your heating bill, right?
It's
I
funny
don't
because
know.
I hope this gets clipped, and I hope Elon sees this, because Elon all day long brags about how these rockets are, taking off and going to the ISS or whatever. Yet, Tim, this is a provable fact.
Yeah, that must fucking kill people like Alex Stein and any flat earther who's a MAGA. Is Elon Musk is basically part of the administration. I love that.
The farthest that NASA has
And it probably triggers this fucking piece of shit.
ever sent a rocket is
the moon.
1969 through 1972, the Apollo moon missions that went through the Van Allen radiation belt, which, that's a whole kit and caboodle. Like, how were we able to get this film through this deadly radiation back and forth?
Deadly radiation, an X-ray is deadly radiation. Sun is deadly radiation, right? Your microwave is deadly radiation, but if you deal with it correctly, it's not deadly. Cyanide is deadly. It's a deadly poison. But if you just take a little bit of it, it won't hurt you. Right? Nitroglycerin is deadly. But if you take a little bit of it, it helps your heart. It helps you live. So shut the fuck up, Alex Stein. You don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
How did that work?
And what the fuck is he wearing? He's wearing a fucking, looks like an Easter Sunday shirt with a tie that doesn't match anything else. And what is that? A fucking sweat jacket under a goddamn fucking pointy lapel suit jacket. What a fucking pocket square. Who taught you how to fucking dress, man?
My point is, this debate that he had with McToon, and he made McToon get so triggered that he ended up rage quitting.
Really? Oh, nice. Didn't say it.
That was funny because he was debating Alex Stein on this, and Alex Stein was just saying, well, the film, the radiation doesn't work. And McToon's like, well, what kind of radiation? What kind of radiation? He's like, I don't know, just the bad kind. And he got so triggered. No, you guys are bad. And he, he left.
I need to watch it. Thanks for letting me know.
Oh, wow. I didn't see that one.
I think we should actually bring it up sometime again. It was a funny debate.
But he's like a sound man, he's just bringing the proper arguments, I always I'm a proponent of bringing dumbed down arguments, that's really, really simple arguments. Beauty is in the simplicity. That's how you defeat them, not going with the details and so on, because public doesn't understand this shit, and there's, I don't know, whatever, and they're just more confused. Bring easy, very, very simple arguments. That's it, always.
Exactly.
Is we had rockets that could go 257,000 miles in 1969, and today the farthest we can go is low Earth orbit, which is what?
No, that's not the furthest we can go, stupid. You fucking lying sack of shit.
What is it, 120 miles? What is low Earth orbit? How far is it?
500.
Yeah, like 500. I'm saying, so rockets in 1969 could go 257,000 miles, and now the farthest we can go is 500 miles.
No, that's the farthest we go now. That's not the farthest we can go. We sent probes to Mars. We've got a probe that's reaching the outer limits of our solar system. You're a fucking dumbass.
It's a pretty big reduction considering it's been 60 years.
Elaborate on that. What do you mean it's the farthest we can go?
The farthest we can go right now, Barack Obama, you can pull it up, it's called low Earth orbit. That's where they...
Yeah, the thing is...
That's not the furthest we can go.
They're not able to go further, and...
Yes, they are.
Their excuse always is, the technology we have now has issues.
No, that's not the excuse they use now.
But they could do...
But unfortunately, We have lost technology when we have done.
Oh, we lost the technology. Oh, no, they lost the telemetry, stupid. There's a difference between telemetry and technology.
But when they originally went to the moon, they could go to the moon on the technology of a 8-bit calculator or something.
Yes, because that's all the craft needed. That's all the programming needed.
You know?
Yeah, your phone now is much stronger than computers or combined power. You know,
Yes, Don Pettit says, we would love to go back to the moon. They would send us back to the moon in a nanosecond, but it's a painful. We lost that technology, and it's a painful process to build it up again. So 60 years ago, they could take something that has a processing power of a Nintendo to go to the moon, but today, my dad watch has more processing power than that, and you can't go to the moon.
That's what I'm saying. You should be able to.
You don't understand the difference between processing power and the electronics that we use now, and the effects of those of space and radiation on those electronics. See, we've tried to explain this shit to you, but you're too fucking dumb to understand it.
To go to Mars with an iPhone.
Yep, it's quite insane.
The question is, are you talking about the limitations of technology?
But we didn't have that limit of technology in 1969.
No, I'm asking if that's what you mean, because if I said I can't get to the gas station, am I talking about running there? Am I talking about driving a car there? Is my car broken? Like, when you say the farthest...
Why are you asking a dumb fuck? You should be asking the smart guy with the NASA sticker on his laptop.
Okay, my point is this. Did we have rockets capable of going that fast we no longer have? Or
yes, exactly. Ford can't make a 65 Mustang either. Good point, West Side Girl.
Or is the technology...
Does that mean that all 65 Mustangs are fake?
Technology and knowledge of how to build those rockets missing.
Well, we had that technology and we destroyed that technology. That's it. According to NASA, is that we had the technology to go to the moon.
Well, we do still use transistors, but they're integrated.
And we accidentally destroyed.
But I mean, they have surface mount transistors. But yeah, we still use transistors.
And not only did we destroy the technology and all the blueprints, but we also accidentally destroyed all the telemetry data that gives us coordinates of every point that the Apollo mission was orbiting the moon, or on its
Right. We don't need that. We don't need that.
I hear what you're saying, and the difficult thing is we're talking about the U.S.
I'd like to see one of these guys go up in like bankruptcy court or something. So why haven't you paid your bills? Well, I threw that information away, and I threw away all my old bank receipts, bank statements, so I can't pay my bills anymore.
U.S. government, so it's kind of like,
do you trust them?
Ooh, do you trust them?
No.
This would be interesting. I've also been finding this interesting. I don't know about you guys.
Don't trust you. Nobody trusts you, motherfucker.
There's a lot of Globers out there that they don't trust the government at all, okay?
Right.
But they trust NASA, which is a government entity.
There are contradictions.
They trust every space agency out there, which are government entities. Heck, if you think Elon Musk is a private organization, you guys are smoking something.
I don't know if I mentioned that before. Possibly I did. There was a guy interviewing people on the street, the leftist. Do you trust government? No, I don't trust government. No, I don't. Okay, and they were fighting for the gun control in the USA, Second Amendment, limitation, and so on. So he asking, okay, so you are against weapons? Yeah, I'm against weapons. So okay, so someone has to take it. Yeah, of course. Who will do that? No, I don't know, some government. But before you just said you don't trust government. Crickets.
Mm-hmm. But it's always that way.
Oh, tube. Yeah, we don't use tubes anymore.
No.
Some people do.
No, it's like, do you think they're
still
competent?
a use for them.
Do you think that they have accurate record keeping? The DOD just failed another audit like 7th time in a row.
Yeah, for $800 billion.
There's people have no idea what they're doing in terms of records, and probably a lot of it's on purpose.
Well, this is how you know it's fake, though, Tim, because there's all these movies where they'll
keep in mind, Tim Pool, his experience in this, his accreditation, his the thing that makes him equipped to do politics is he has a podcast and he chose to do politics. He's got no special education in this shit. He's just a fucking piece of shit TikToker, basically.
They'll show like this is how you know it's fake, because there's like a
with a hat
DEI movie of like black women, and no offense, I love black women, I love Medea, but they literally made a movie that like a black woman with a calculator is able to hand compute our calculations to go to the
What does
moon.
that mean it's fake?
Because a black woman can't sit there with a calculator. Have you seen it?
Oh my fucking Lord.
But why is it
explain?
hold on.
Why are you emphasizing this?
Yeah, it's black.
Jesus fucking Christ. Say the quiet part out loud there, fucking Alex.
What does that have to do with
Well, it's
it?
nothing about the race. I'm just saying.
No, you made it about race, dumb fuck.
No offense to
Because it's part of his comedy, guys.
He's not funny. He's not a comedian.
That's why.
That wasn't a fucking joke.
That's all. Remember, he's a comedian.
Oh, so you're white knighting for racism too. Is that what you're doing, Flatzoid? White knighting for racism like you did anti-Semitism, and you're a fucking transphobe. So, my God, you are a piece of shit, aren't you? You are an abject piece of fucking filth.
Mm.
I don't think a woman could do it. It's not, I mean, it's not. It's nothing to do with.
But a man.
So save yourself by going by completely going to sexism. See, this is why you're a piece of shit, Alex. This is why nobody likes you.
Man, good.
But I'm saying that's the DEI. It's like they want to make you think like, oh, it was all because
No.
See, this comes back to what we were talking about the other night with stereotyping.
What's funny is they talk about DEI, but Donald Trump's entire cabinet is DEI.
Under the stereotype thing now.
You think Robert F. Kennedy Jr. is qualified to lead the Department of Health?
The reason they made the movie was DEI. The person existed.
And I don't think they did much. But I'm just saying, our space technology.
That's white supremacy, Alex.
Well, maybe a little bit, but our space technology is the only thing.
See, he admits to it. He fucking admits to it, to being a goddamn white supremacist.
To retard. We have not gone further in space. We've actually traveled.
Alex, can you name any of the technologies we lost?
Yeah.
Everything.
We can't shoot. Okay, first of all,
See, he can't name any of the technologies that we've lost. Right? Well, there's and then
just say yeah. Bring Don Pettit up and his statement. There we go. That's all you need to bring up.
Yeah, you can repeat something somebody said, but can you repeat what they meant? Right? What they were talking about? No, you can't. You just repeat a meme. Just nothing but memes. That's all these people are. Just walking, talking memes. Yeah, someone from South Africa being racist? No, God forbid.
Why aren't they able to bring the telemetry data up? Oh, they taped over it.
Yeah. We don't need it.
Who the hell goes and tapes over something
I know.
that is supposed to be the best evidence for the claim where they went?
Well, they don't need evidence for where they went, dipshit. What you think they needed to keep it to prove that the Earth is a sphere and space is real? Is that why you think the telemetry data was recorded in the first place? God damn. Holy fuck, you're fucking stupid, man.
Supposedly because of the money to save the money. Yeah, NASA needs money to save, right? Because they couldn't buy new tapes. Yeah.
Yeah.
Most in spirit.
They needed to save money by over taping on tapes. I mean, really.
Shut the fuck up. God, what
Yeah,
a
but with the
human
argument.
what a human garbage can.
That's insane.
I can't
Like,
just
was it-
name off the top of my head, but I can tell you this much: when it goes to the moon landing, the manpower that it took us to get to the moon, we get to the moon, and the moon is 1/6 our Earth's atmosphere of
1/4.
gravity.
Oh, 1/6.
The rocket power that it took to blast off from the
I
moon
was thinking about
was
the
not
size.
even 1/1000th the power that it took us to leave the Earth. And then on top of that, if you see
Well, now we're talking about the moon landing.
because the moon landing is involved in this, and you look at the moon landing clips where the blast crater is. There's no dust. There's nothing. There's not even dust on the.
Well, so we'll go back a little bit because I don't want to jump too far, but keep put a tag on that. I don't want to miss that point.
Jesus fucking Christ, these people are ignorant.
So we'll take his explanation. Okay. And then 10 years later, Einstein comes back and tells us, well, the special theory really doesn't work all that well because it's in a pristine environment. You have no inertial forces, you have no ether, you have no nothing. And that's why the light beam can go the same speed. But what if we have a big universe where we have gravity, we have inertial forces, we have heat, we have all kinds of things that could impede that light beam? And so guess what? Einstein took back the ether that he had gotten rid of in the special relativity theory. Okay? So if you take back the ether...
Guys, all he did was he took ether and called it space-time.
God damn. No.
Then how are you going to explain Michelson-Morley?
Yeah, and Wikipedia will tell you that that's Michelson.
So lie. So explain something because of lie.
Morley disproved the ether, and everyone repeats that script.
Yeah,
They don't know what he
but-
just said.
So
You think there is an ether?
Yeah.
But what
Because you're a stupid fuck.
is it? Could you explain what it is?
Yeah, it would be. There's many things it could be.
I wouldn't agree that there is an ether.
We can't really
Yeah, it's there's many things it could be.
prove
Okay.
or disprove it.
Okay.
Yeah, I would say that there's waters above. Like
Yeah,
the
for
Bible.
me the same. Exactly.
Ah,
I would say
is that what you'd say?
it isn't ether per se, like they pushing.
Yeah.
It could be an electron-positron dipole because they found that in the 1931.
An electron what?
It could be an electron-positron dipole because
An electron positron dipole.
they found that in the 1931 Anderson experiment. It could be Planck particles at 10 to the minus
Sorry, I
35
interrupt.
meters in length.
There is a guy in Mexico, and there is a group of scientists working on the machine, which is pulling out the power from the air, supposedly from the ether, and it's healing people. So people have bruises, have twisted ankles, whatever, and it's just curing them. So something is being pulled out from the air.
Yeah, people's legs.
Don't know what it is,
Right, that's a fraud. That's fake shit, and you believed it.
but it does work, and it was based on the Tesla technology.
No, sorry, you can't pull healing power out of the air. Stupid.
Those Mexican scientists improved it by 100 times. So
Yeah, they also pull tumors out of people's stomachs too, just by pressing on their stomach. They get their fingers in there and they pull a tumor out. They do that too. Mm-hmm.
hard to say.
Yeah.
You should pay thousands of dollars for them to do that to you.
Sean, I just want to say the luminous ether is based in space. So they were claiming that the speed of light based in space, based on a luminous ether.
But fucking like people like Travis Finley believe the ether is all around us. It's right here in the air. It's like right there. There's some ether.
Will be different compared to on Earth when it hits through the telescope. That's why that's the only link to the ether in Aries failure. But the claim was it's not going through an ether because the angle would change because it's the Earth moving. Now, because it didn't show that angle change, therefore it couldn't disprove the ether or prove Earth is moving. So that's why it's called Aries failure.
Right. It couldn't prove that the Earth is moving through the ether. That's why they call it a failure. Not that the Earth isn't moving at all.
Because the narrative today is which he was trying to prove the ether, and because he couldn't, he failed. So they coined the
right. That's why it failed. Yes.
Term.
But lying pieces of decided shit like you will make something up.
Failure.
Because you can't face reality.
But in fact, it showed the Earth was not moving.
Length. Because we know that space cannot be nothing. It has to be a something, and if it's going to be a something, it has to be the smallest something.
Why does space have to be something? Why?
That's possible.
I like how they say, we know that it has to be this. No, we don't. You're making that up.
To exist as matter.
So does that mean that
why are you assuming it has
if
to be
it's
something
Planck particles or whatever, there's just like an infinite
water?
Shut the fuck up, Boris.
Like we are saying. Why are you assuming that? They always operate on the assumptions. So why they want to assume it can be water, for example? Water above, water below. But they always go by the scientism.
Yeah, Sean, because they rule that out because to them the measurement starts as soon as the light hits the telescope of water. That's where they're taking the measurement from. That's why.
It actually shows the heavens moving in my head. That's why.
Yeah.
Not necessarily literally infinite, but just like a ridiculously large sum of all of them within and around us all the time? Or you're saying in a vacuum?
Yeah, because the atom itself is 99% empty space.
And that empty space you're saying, though, is going to be something.
It's going to be something.
Yeah, and Tesla actually
No, it doesn't have to be something.
Said that he believed it was a substance that was tenuous beyond conception, meaning like thinner than, so an actual homogeneous medium. Basically, that it's like the air is right now, only it's an additional medium, but it's so thin that it's like beyond conception.
Yeah.
And a fascinating thing that I love to bring up, and we brought up on Timcast IRL 2 days ago, was the discovery of air as matter, the eventual discovery of air as its weight, and the eventual discovery of the composition.
I find that funny. Discover of air. I think when you're born, you realize air exists. That first time you take your breath. Yeah, let me try and see if I can draw it in for Sean quickly. But yeah, it's crazy. The discovery of air. And that's like, okay. Okay, Sean. They're gonna. This is how that. Okay, let's put the Earth there. Gonna draw a telescope. Let's just make a telescope like that, for instance. Okay, and they filled the telescope up with water. Now they had the star.
Is that how they did it? Is that how the telescope's filled up with water? Okay.
Okay, I'm gonna have to just let's just say this.
So you're saying that water doesn't seek its own level? Doesn't seek level?
Stars there.
Cool.
Okay? And the light of the star is coming down to the telescope. Let's say that way. Now, what happens is it has to have a refracted angle. This is the refracted angle reading they're taking. So let's just say it refracts down to this way to hit there. Now, they're saying I'm gonna have to just do it this way. Gonna take it there. Now they're saying this telescope is still moving while the light is hitting. So this angle here has to change because the angle towards the star has changed. You understand? Because of the water, because the Earth.
No, they don't change the angle of the telescope.
Has moved.
Never mind.
In this direction a certain point. So their only measurement is worrying about this part. They're not worrying about the part of the atmosphere or that side. They're assuming from here till here is exactly the same speed, and then only taking into account the speed in the telescope. Make sense?
No, it doesn't.
Absolutely.
Because you're fucking retarded.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Freaking Picasso.
So yeah, that's practically why they're ignored it that way. They ignored factors. That's what they do. It's called selective. And all the pseudoscience of the globe today is based on being very selective.
Shut the fuck up. God damn, you're a dumb fuck.
The same as a lot of Christians who do not believe in the Holy Trinity because they use scripture very selectively, unfortunately.
Mm-hmm.
Selective reading. The same with scientism, yeah.
Well,
someone's made a random discovery that shattered.
Well, I fucking absolutely hate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 people on this fucking show. And I have absolutely no fucking clue as to why I'm continuing when the whole purpose of this thing was to get people to call in, and no one wants to fucking call in. So, later, guys.